Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm late. I'm late. Okay. Welcome. Hello, everybody. I'm Amy from Amy Sews and Amy Bachman Sew and Quilt. And tonight is our ScanNCut Create box opening. And what does that mean? That means these are the people who belong to our subscription community. And they're going to see what their project is and what they received in their box for December. Hi, Patty, PJ, hey, Gail, Bonnie, Nancy. Everybody's clicking in, which is great. Oh, so I was rushing. I was at the other side of the store, but it's all good now. Hang on, there's probably somebody texting like, I can't find the place. I can't find this. Let me tell her I'm live now. YouTube, Amy Sews. That's all I can say. Okay, they're all done. All right, you want to see what's in the box? Oh, Lydia, hi, editor. Hi, aloha, sweet pea. Hi, Elaine. Dorothy, everybody's clicking in. You found me. Oh, good. I just texted you back. I'm like, she found me. Okay, you want to see what is shipping in the December box. Before I show you that real quick, over my shoulder, you see the crystals workshop in January. I'm excited about that. It's only $10. You can sign up at amysews.com. And if you want a Brother ScanNCut crystal kit, I happen to secure them. So they're only $89. They're selling upwards for $150 on eBay because can't get them and Brother's not making them anymore. So I've got a bunch to sell. Hi, Miss Vicky. Is there a way to get the correct size pattern for the serger box? Yes. In fact, Jim will be in tomorrow. I have no clue what happened there. It was supposed to be a 2-page print, but I will upload that final size tomorrow. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I apologize for that. Beautiful Sacramento, California. Hi, Vicki. All right, let us see what's in the box. Okay. Oh, Terry had to walk the neighborhood to find her box. I'm sorry to hear that. We're going to be doing some, since I've been trouble streaming in YouTube. This continues. I don't know what's happening. And let's open it up. It's always tech issues. Lately, it's tech issues, right? I've been plagued. So first things first, you've got some beautiful peppermint bark because it's the holidays. And who does not want chocolate from the holidays? And you have fat quarters of fabric. Now, those of you who aren't quilters, these are 18 by 22 inch squares, and you get 8 of them. Assortment of lights and darks. Some are neutral colors, and some are like a pale jewel tone fabric, right? So you got 8 fat quarters. This will make you a ton of quilt blocks. And then your little tip sheet where you can write everything down. And you have a very special brayer. And it's even logoed. It says amysews.com. I'm not sure where they found that font, but anyway. Hi, Sandy. So you put 2 fingers here, and this rubs and pushes things onto your mat. So when your fabric's nice and flat in your mat, your vinyls are nice and flat in your mat, it's a nice size to travel with or just to keep tucked away. So you get this nice little brayer that puts everything on your mat nice and smooth. So those are your treats for your box. You've got your 8 fat quarters. You've got some peppermint bark. And after the last fiasco, at least hopefully it's still not 100 degrees in Texas, that everybody got a puddle of goo in their last box. I figured we were safe. It's chilling off all over the country. So that is what is in your box. And are you ready to see what we're making? We're really stretching it here. This is our going to start our, I don't know, this is our third year in our boxes. Maybe second year. Anyway, here nor there. We have kind of done everything under the sun, and this time we are going to stretch it. So we are going to be doing ScanNCut quilt blocks. And these are all different colors. So depending on what colors you got in your box, everybody has enough highs and lows and contrasts to make these quilt blocks. But here is the thing. So let's talk about it. It's about prepping fabric. It's about cutting fabric on your ScanNCut. So let's take away the fact you go like, oh, I don't quilt. I don't want to quilt. That's not my thing. I'm going to tell you this month, tough bananas, because it's all about cutting fabric. And yes, we will review piecing, right? If you've never done it, we're going to walk you through it. But this is the block you're going to get. Okay. And these are just some different colorways because it's meant to be kind of a funky block. But we're going to take it one step further. Despite the fact we're going to be cutting out all these pieces, I generated this in Dime's My Block Piecer, which is embroidery quilting software. And you will be able to do, for those of you with embroidery, be able to create these in the hoop. You'll be able to embroider the piecing. So you don't have to worry about being, if you have an embroidery machine and you don't like to piece, this is perfect for that. Okay. Now, when I was making these a little bit ago, I goofed up, which is not, I have no time to do anything right. So that block is wrong. So, or is it wrong? One of these are wrong. But anyway, you get the idea. Then you just have to sew 2 seams because the hard piecing is done for you in the hoop. But we're going to take it one step further because I get so excited with my ScanNCut. It does so much stuff. Are you ready? Here we go. So not only do we piece them in the hoop, if you want to, if you don't have embroidery, it's okay. You're going to piece them. You're going to piece them traditionally. Okay. Just like we are here. But everybody's ScanNCut came with these little tiny markers, and you have 2 colors, purple and blue. What are they for? They're for marking fabric. And what are we doing? We're doing things with fabric. Look at that. How about if you like to free motion quilt, or how about if you like to couch your designs? This design, I put my wash away marker in my ScanNCut, and it drew the design that I want to free motion quilt on my block perfectly. But guess what else? It's also an embroidery design. So if you make a table runner, you could probably make a crib size quilt at least out of all these fabrics. You can do block by block by block quilting for those of you that have embroidery. And if you don't have embroidery, it's no big deal. You can use this to hand quilt your design. You can use that to free motion quilt if you want to. You can use that to just stitch with your feed dogs up and a walking foot. There's just so much you can do with your ScanNCut. So you're going to cut out these tiny little pieces. They are pre-cut. And what I love about them, see what's missing? The notches. If this was pre-cut, like traditional quilting, everything would come to a point, right? Because you'd be using a ruler or a template. Okay. And so now all your pieces are perfectly cut for the in the hoop stitching or for piecing them traditionally. Okay. So it's just about contrast, mix and match your colors. But how exciting is that? Is to be able to do block by block embroidery, being able to draw the design right on. So whatever you want to do, you want to hand quilt it, you want to free motion quilt it, you want to couch something on it. It's fine. So that is going to be exciting. So when they're pieced in the hoop, you're just going to use a really crisp. It's not like I have a lisp. A crisp tearaway that tears away very easily, right? And this will eventually break down and just go away. So that's what we're doing, people. We are quilting with our ScanNCut, and how fun is that? And I am so excited about it. There's even though we've been doing this for a couple years, we are just scratching the surface of what you can do with your ScanNCut. Hi, Ruth Ann from beautiful St. Louis. So that's what you're getting, 8 fat quarters. You're getting your brayer to make sure your fabric's nice and smooth. And so we're going to talk a little bit about prepping your fabric, with how to prep your fabric using a non-fusible, which means we're going to use some starches and some tricks to get your fabric nice and firm. If you have a DX model ScanNCut, grab your rotary blade. This is the perfect opportunity for that. And if you don't, then you're going to get yourself some Terrio Magic or some heavy starch, and we'll get this done. So if you do not have a fabric mat, don't worry. You can just make sure you just use your stickiest mat. And just a little tip, the fabric mat that Brother designed is like fly paper. It is for fabric that has not been treated. Do you hear me? Not been treated. It's not for using fusible webs. It's not for using anything. It's just to put a piece of fabric down and cut it. Just I want you to keep that in mind, because at least once a week someone calls and cries because their transfer paper from their heat and bond or something stuck to their fabric mat. It's because we don't use it on our fabric mat. Hi, Vicki. I love the rotary cutter too. It's my favorite thing. All right. So Jane just said, what did I miss? I can repeat it, Jane, because I like kind of buzzed through the beginning, but I'll ask any question. Anybody have any questions first? Oh, hi, Nancy. That's so sweet of you. So if you have an embroidery machine, the blocks fit, you'll do 4 5x5 sections. So if they're a little too big for a 4x4. If that's all you have, I probably could shrink them and get them to you, but that changes the cut files. So, and if you don't want to cut your fabric, then you can just play along. Hi, Fran. Fran's at home. Normally Fran like hides from her boss and watches at work. Okay. Anybody have any questions? What mat did I use? I'm going to show you what mat I use, and I'm embarrassed, but hold on. Sorry about that. I had to run away. So the question was, who just asked me that question? Someone just asked, oh, Dorothy just asked me what mat you use. This is my crappy fabric mat with the gold band. And this is my even crappier standard cut mat. They're both going to the spa tonight. They're going to get scrubbed. But in the end, and if I have one issue with my brother's ScanNCut, the mats all turn out the same in the end. They all become low tack mats in the end, right? It's just the way it is. My mats are a hot mess, and I am embarrassed to show you my mats, but I'm truthful. They're a hot mess. So when I clean this fabric mat, my gold one, will it ever go back to the tackiness it was? No. I'm going to have to retack that Zig pen that I use. It's a ZIG pen that I use and let sit overnight. So because sometimes, depending on what I use painter's tape. That's all from cutting chipboard from the last box. Those of you that did the cartonnage, the box making. So things get really torn up here. So I don't fixate on mats except when I'm cutting like onion skin, sticker paper, like I always call it tablet paper, like computer paper. You must have the low tack, hardy, sticky, been used 1,000 times, can barely hold the paper kind of mat. So after a while, the colors in my studio have all blended into one, and that is just the way it is. All right. Yeah, Lori says they're all well loved. Lori knows they get burned up here. Hi, Margie. Hi, Donna. No, you found me on the computer. Good. I'm glad. All right. So let's start over, right? For those of you just popping on, we'll just fit over. Kat says she uses Dawn Power Wash on my Cricut mats and like brand new. Yes. I mean, I love Dawn Power Wash. I clean my stainless steel with it. I clean my bathroom with it. I use it for everything. The Cricut mats have a little different substrate than the Brother ScanNCut mats. And I will say, if there's one thing I wish we had, was a different sticky mat, but we're kind of stuck with what we got. So we're just going to work with it, right? All right, let's get the box back out so everybody can see what's happening. Put those on the floor. All right, so this is what is in your ScanNCut Create box if you're a member. And first of all, you get your little affirmation card here that says crafting warmth 1 square at a time. You've got some peppermint bark because it's the holidays and everybody needs a little peppermint bark. It is very good, by the way. Included is also a little brayer. You put your 2 fingers right here on these spots and it helps rub, make contact with fabric and anything on your mat that needs pushed down. Okay, so it's a little smaller, so it's easier to put in your little travel kit. Those of you who are coming on the cruise, I'll have some with me if you didn't already have one. And then you get 8 fat quarters, which is the equivalent of 2 yards of fabric. That is 18 by 22 inch squares. You will get a lot of blocks out of this fabric. Some are natural and some are like kind of jeweled tone-ish. And then you get your tip sheet on writing down your, you know, what blade depth you use, if you made any changes, how it works. Everybody's already eaten their candy. We were safe because it's not, when it's 900 degrees out in the south at the moment. All right. Stacia, if you want to prep your fabric, you're welcome to. The class really kind of maybe buzzes. It's not really a sew along per se. You'll just have to watch the video. But this is some of the example of the boxes. We're going to be cutting them, of course, with our ScanNCut the pieces. And yes, these are pieced traditionally. We're going to go over that as well. But I just want to show you some of the different colors that are kind of scrambled in everybody's boxes. Right. And so it's just a 3-color block. So it's very easy to, the class is next Tuesday at 6 p.m. live, but it will be recorded. So the recording will be up on Wednesday, the following day. The recorded classes will be up. So those are traditional pieced, but for those of you with embroidery, I told you we were going to be stepping it up this year. We're going to be giving you the files to embroider in the hoop. You'll do 4 different hoopings. 4 different hoopings to create the block. You need a 5-inch hoop. I made a mistake in one block. If you haven't noticed, one of those is wrong when I was doing it, but it is pieced in the hoop. If you've never done this before, I have a separate video going up with piecing it in the hoop. Okay. Just so if you don't catch it when Jim and I do the live, there'll be a separate video just on how the embroidery files work, because not everybody has embroidery and I don't want anybody have to sit through that doesn't. But those of you with your ScanNCut, what else did you get? You got these little pen holders. You have a blue one and a purple one. One's air erasable and one is water soluble. I recommend the water soluble here just because, I'm sorry for my phone, I can't make it quiet. That you want, if your project's going to lay around for a while, like my projects, you don't want the air erase. Look at that. Do you know what that is? That, my friend, is the quilting design we are including in your downloads. So you can use that quilting design as a draw. So if you don't have machine embroidery, you want to free motion quilt this, you want to couch this, do you want to hand quilt it? Whatever you want to do, this is your design, and your little pen and marker drew that right on your finished pieced quilt block. So when you put this together, then you can do block by block quilting, but here's the best part. It's also an embroidery design. You can either draw it and do it your way, like feed dogs up and tracing it with your presser foot, or it's an embroidery file. So if you make a crib quilt or you make a table runner, you can block by block quilt it. I know a lot of you have embroidery machines as well. So you can embroider it. You can do it traditionally. If you don't even like to piece, you can still glue these down, fuse them down, and then make something fun of. I don't care if you make a pot holder. It's about cutting fabric, prepping your fabric to cut for quilting and piecing and garmenting. And this little pen right here, right? One of the things I love is like Barbie patterns, 18-inch doll patterns. I draw the darts and things on my fabric, cut out my patterns, put in my pen, let it draw all the details I need, buttonhole placement, darts, things like that, and it's done. So there's so much we can do with our ScanNCuts. Woo! So Stacia said, should we prep our fabric? So the answer is this fabric was prepped with Terreal Magic. That's T-E-R-I-A-L, Terreal Magic. And I can't ship it to you because I don't have a permit for the doggone stuff. But anyhow, or that old school Niagara super starch, 2 or 3 starches of that, and you will be good to go. I use my rotary blade. If you don't have a rotary blade, you're going to use your black blade. If you have don't have a rotary blade, you have a black blade. If you have the old CM series, you're going to use your purple blade. Elaine says, where did we get the pen? So Vicki, depending on what ScanNCut package deal you got, brother kills me because every time they do it, it's a different thing. Everybody should have gotten a pen holder, a traditional pen holder in their ScanNCut box. There was a set of 5 permanent markers and a set of 2 air erasable and water soluble markers. They're in a separate little baggie. If your ScanNCut did not come with this, you still can find them to sell. I think we have them at the store, or you can use the universal pen holders that they sell and just put your own pen in it. Those are the pen holders that hold the regular size pens, right? So you can mark your blocks that way. So the SDX should have come with something like this. So open your little cubby holes in your door and see if they're hiding in there. But the pens should be, most of you should have gotten the pens with your things. Well, Stacia's been collecting, her ScanNCut's been collecting dust. Come on, girl, dust it off. Let's get it done. We're going to have so much fun. These came with the original ScanNCut. My very first ScanNCut, which is here somewhere, these came with them. And the 325s, I believe, come with them too. So you just have to check. And depending on, I'll say where you live, if you live outside the US, you may have a different gig altogether. So Jane, if you're referring to this video here, then the answer is it stays on Facebook and it stays on YouTube. If you're part of the subscription family, then that class is in your library forever, right? So you always can watch it after the live, and then we put a live up. And then sometimes we add pre-recorded videos like I did for the piecing of the block, because sometimes not everybody has what kind of the expansion that we're doing. So they don't sit through that through the live class. So it's a little more detailed and you can stop and start the video as you need to. All right, let's see. Elaine's hoping for a tote bag for her ScanNCut for the cruise in January. Elaine, I got to get a hold of Jamie. I got to get that out to him so you guys can pre-order what you want. That way you pay for it on the ship when we're at sea, and then there's no tax and no shipping. But that doesn't help you get it down there. But I will definitely do that. All right. Anybody else have any questions? And I'm always open to ideas, right? Oh, hi, Amy. So I'm always open to ideas, what you guys want to make. And so we're hitting our pen holders up. We're marking our quilt blocks. We're cutting out our fabric for our quilt blocks and or piecing the quilt blocks in the hoop. It is your call. And we'll eat some peppermint bark live since everybody, if you didn't save any, well, we'll just eat in front of you, which isn't very polite. Okay, so let's see. Thank you. I don't have all the supplies and I received my box today. Oh, wonderful, Jane. I'm glad you got your box. That's super. So they all should be trickling out soon. We tried really hard to get them out the first. Everybody had them before the Christmas rush. And I think that's it. Does anybody, if you guys have suggestions, what you want to do you like heading more towards kind of adding the embroidery and adding kind of like a couple extra steps to the box and just the hardcore ScanNCut? But don't forget to go to Amy Sew, sign up for the Crystal Workshop. It's $10. If you want to buy a starter kit, It's $15. And I was able to secure, well, I'm down to 30 of the official Brother ScanNCut crystal kits that have the code for your ScanNCut, so you can automatically generate templates in Canvas workspace. So they're at amysews.com. Grab them. I'm throwing in a free weeding cup. It's a $5 gizmo to catch all your weeding. And that's where we're at. So, all right, everybody. Well, have a terrific night, because I'm going to have a terrific night too. It's cold here. I'm going home. Going to get something to eat and probably watch TV and mind numb myself, which isn't so good. So, all right. Vicki likes the idea of the scan and stuff. Yeah. So Terry, so those of you who belong to the Tea Towel of the Month Club, we're also going to be adding some embroidery files there with no extra charge. It seems to be what you guys want, is to be able to do your, what I call the trifecta, your software, your ScanNCut, and your embroidery machine. So that's what we're up to. Hi, Miss Bonnie. Thank you. You're welcome, guys. All right, everybody, have a terrific night. And I know we're all getting busy getting ready for the holidays. So I would just wish you happy and healthy holidays. I'll see you next Tuesday for the live class. And I know we're getting close to that day, that big day. So it'll always be recorded on the day after. All right, everybody, have a terrific night, because the more you sow, the more you know. Oh, that was backwards. The more you know, the more you sow. Have a good night, everybody.